Resources. At forward of 5'10", sophomore from the Bronx, number 15, Christina Sierra. And at forward of 5'10", junior from Carrollton, Georgia, number 20, Gabby Nelson. York's head coach in her third year is Anastasia Lewis, and the assistant coaches are Rhea Cordillo, Rodney Russell, and Deborah Chan. Now today's starters for your Baruch Bearcats. At guard of 5'9", sophomore from Bridgehampton, number 1, Nia Dawson. At guard of 5'3", junior from Pine Plains, number 3, Francis Snyder. At guard of 5'6", junior from Staten Island, number 25, Melinda Spayu. At forward of 5'6", sophomore from Long Beach, number 40, Caitlin Rivera. And at guard of 5'6", senior from Queens, number 20, Samira Ahmed. The Bearcats head coach in his second season, Michael Petrozas, and the assistant coaches, Olivia Colbert and Kristen Podlovitz. Salute the NCAA and CUNY, promote good sportsmanship, and request your cooperation by supporting all the participants and officials in a positive manner. The consumption or possession of alcoholic beverages and tobacco products is prohibited. Entering the court at any time is also not allowed and may lead to arrest. And in addition, artificial noisemakers, air horns, and electronic amplifiers are not allowed. Thank you and enjoy today's game.
Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome here to the Arc Arena on the campus of Baruch College on the 5th Annual Athletics Alumni Day. And our festivities today begin with the women's basketball contest, with the Bearcats taking on the Cardinals from York College. And I'm very proud of here to have with me today to do the play-by-play former Baruch baseball pitcher, former sports information intern, currently going for his master's at Adelphi, class of 19, Brian Flannery.
Yes,
Brian, welcome.
John, great to be here. Thank you for having me.
Of course, we're here to talk basketball. And here we go. A few words to mention. The Bearcats come into this game with a 9-2 overall record. Most importantly, though, 3-1 in the CUNYAC Conference. York College women, a very much improved team compared to what people are used to saying that. And believe me, I say that with a lot of respect. A few weeks ago, I had heard that they had played Brooklyn and gave them a very difficult time. So by no means, as Samira Ahmed gets it going, so by no means is today going to be what some people traditionally think is an easy game. No way. Today's going to be a tough one.
Of course, and you see a lot of improvement out of this Baruch women's team as well, coming into this matchup, as you said, as 9-2, 3-1 CUNYAC. And as really the season gets going, these CUNYAC games become more and more important down the stretch. So both teams looking for a much-needed win here to keep their position within the conference.
Bearcats up 2-0. York running the other way.
And York will take it out from up top. Looking to get on the board here. Roll up the screen. Dish back out. Here's a three-point attempt. Just rimmed out and rebounded by the Bearcats. Melinda Spayu will take it up past the timeline. She's trapped in the corner. Caitlin Rivera recovers. Good ball movement from the Bearcats here as Spayu backs down her defender. She'll find Francis Snyder from beyond the arc. And that shot is no good as York corrals the rebound.
We were talking about how York is much improved. Of course, the Bearcats this year, 9-2, best record in a few years. Head coach Mike Petrozas, an alum of Baruch College, doing a terrific job with the Bearcats. And there it is. York ties the game up at 2. Number 12, Akil Vaughn, a sophomore from Jamaica.
As Snyder will take it up, dishes back to Dawson. She pushes. Layup. Fouled, and she'll go to the line to shoot two.
Petrozas, of course, a Baruch alum, will be playing in the men's alumni game, which will take place after this game here in the Arc Arena. And he has done a terrific job. You've got players like Melinda Spayu, Nia Dawson, Francis, Samira, Caitlin, Millie, Val, all these players. Daniela Zerpolo, who played on this court when she was at Baruch Campus High School. Yep. All the girls just have been working really hard. The coaching staff, Olivia Colbert, Kristen Podlovitz, both of them former CUNYAC players. Olivia played at Brooklyn. Kristen, of course, played here. They've done a tremendous job getting the Bearcats back to competition.
Baruch coming with the full court press there, able to get the steal. Ahmed no good on that layup, but really good pressure out of the Bearcats defensively here early on, John.
Yeah, Bearcats looking to get on top early and turnover.
And again, we see time and time again, really the team that makes the least amount of turnovers is usually the one who's going to end up in the win column.
Yeah, one of the things, in my 18 years of watching CUNYAC basketball is, obviously turnovers coaches want to limit them, but, definitely in CUNYAC, and there's another turnover right there.
As they're going to call the travel on Samira Ahmed. So a little too happy there as she saw a lane to drive. But, again, a lot of good ball movement out of the Bearcats. You're seeing high percentage shots, and that's really what you want if you're Coach Mike Katrozos.
Yeah, it's not uncommon sometimes in a game to see as many as 30 turnovers combined by both teams. It really isn't. And when you have two teams that are coming in that have an equal opportunity to win, the team that usually does the least of that, winds up winning the game. Definitely,
as York is no good on that attempt. And you see Baruch continuing that defensive pressure, really forcing York to put up some shots that they might not want to. As Spayu will take it in, dishes it back to Ahmed. Ahmed drives. Here's a three ball from Dawson, and that one is good.
Yeah, Nia has quickly, in the first 11 games she's played, just showed that she's one of the better players in the CUNY Athletic Conference, not only by her scoring and rebounding. And stolen by Francis. She created that play. Francis steals a lot of balls.
And let's see what the call is here. That's going to stay with the Bearcats. Looks like a foul on York, number 10. And Melinda Spayu will set to inbound from the baseline. And it seems 3-4 possessions straight there, John. Baruch putting a ton of pressure on York. That seems to be the scouting report and the approach coming in as Baruch commits a turnover there. But you're seeing a lot of pressure. Tough for York to get down the court. As there's a three ball. Just rims out. Good quality shot there out of York, number 15.
Yeah, Melinda Spayu last year was top 5 in the country in steals per game. Francis has done a tremendous job as well in that category this year. So the Bearcats have players that can swipe the ball.
Absolutely, and you see a lot of depth out of this lineup this year as well. Spayu backs down 2 defenders. She'll give it to Ahmed in the corner. Here's a long 2, and that is good. We saw last game too, John. That seems to be Samir Ahmed's spot from that long 2.
One thing also about the Bearcats that I've noticed is when Samira is on shooting and scoring, it really makes a big difference.
Yeah, it really adds an extra dynamic to that offense. Not only getting primary scoring, but then secondary scoring as well. And that's going to be a timeout from York. We will be back in 30-second timeout. So we'll be back in a few. Stay with us. And we are back here live as Francis Snyder will take up the ball for the Bearcats, leading 9-2 here in the first quarter.
Yeah, this is a very pivotal point of the game. Up by 7 points early, Bearcats have a chance to really put York in a hole.
And that attempt a little bit too strong there by Dawson off glass as York corrals a rebound, and they push it up pretty quickly here. Long 2 from York, and that is good. That's number 15, Kristen Sierra. Again, John, you see York kind of change their approach coming out of the timeout. Rather than letting Baruch even have the chance to bring on a press, they just drove it up quick, and they're able to get the shot they wanted.
Yeah, and I think they're going to call that one a three-pointer.
And here's Dawson from 3. No good there. Rebounded by Rivera. Good offensive rebound to keep the possession alive, as Dawson will take it out from up top. And she'll take a jump shot from the free throw line, unable to hit that one, as York once again pushing up very quickly. See it changing their offensive approach. Back down the defender, pump fake. Here's going to be another pump fake. And driven, floater, and that is good.
Yeah, I mean, this is the type of game we expected. You know, we get up 9-2, but then York quickly, within a minute, after a timeout, cuts it to 2.
And here's Dawson to Rivera, the bank shot, no good. Once again, defensive rebound for York. seen a lot better ball movement out of the Cardinals here. And they're good on that attempt as well. So just like that, we have a tie ball game, John. Bearcats had a pretty nice window there with a 7-point cushion to create a little bit of separation, but unfortunately, for the Bearcats' sake, York answered right back coming out of the timeout.
Yeah, 7 straight points since that timeout.
A little bit of a wild pass there, corralled by Dawson. Spyu looking for a cut, but Dawson able to ring that one through.
He is a transfer from Division II Adelphi, where I know you're going for your Masters. And she's just having a fantastic year.
As York is able to break down that press, gets a really good look there, but unable to finish. And John, as you mentioned, big transfer for the Bearcats there, having Nia Dawson come in and really adding that extra spark to both sides of the ball that they are looking for.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
And as we mentioned that, she puts up another good three-point attempt. Unable to hit that one, though, as once again, York pushes it up quickly.
Yeah, Division II basketball, of course, it's a higher-level basketball. There's a shot by York, a 3.
And that ball is good as Coach Petrozos will call a timeout, and York takes the lead, 12-11.
Yeah, 10-2 run for the Cardinals.
Really big run there for the Cardinals. It's going to be a 30-second timeout for the Bearcats. We'll be back in a few.
Back to action here following a Bearcat timeout. They find themselves down by 1 point. We, of course, mentioned at the start of this broadcast this was going to be a very tough game. York has shown that they could play with teams. A lot of credit to head coach Anastasia Baitis in her third year, along with her assistants Rhea Codio, Rodney Russell, and Deborah Chan. I wonder if that's the Deborah Chan that played at CCNY. I don't know if maybe I'm getting that right. Doing a hell of a job.
But yeah, definitely see a much improved lineup here out of York, bringing a lot more pressure on both sides of the ball. And here's Dawson from the corner, 3-ball, no good. Zerpolo fighting for that rebound, unable to get that one as York will bring it back up. Let's see, almost a walk there. York calling out their offense, rolling off the screen. Snyder able to avoid that one. Now 2 defenders on, a little bit of a mismatch here. And that's DeSources as she's able to back down Spyu in the low post. York now leading 14-11. Bearcats looking for a little bit of offense here to answer back.
York only has 1 senior listed on their roster.
So a young team too, very similar to the Bearcats roster. Yeah. Very young teams out here. So a lot of room for development and growth over that 4-year process as Spyu pulls up. No good, and rebounded by DeSources.
Yeah, Bearcats have gone into a bit of a drought now as we approach 2 minutes.
Swung out behind the arc. York trying to almost draw the Bearcats out and then back them down. That seems to be the approach here. Pretty wild dribble there, but able to corral that one and finish it. That's Hodzik, number 11. And York is on quite the run here in the second half of the first quarter, as Spyu takes that one herself into contact and unable to get that one.
Bearcats in a dangerous part of the game, down by 5 points.
Yeah, you're really going to want to see a stop and a score here to close out the first quarter for the Bearcats. Once again, you're going to see a little bit of a height mismatch down low when you have Spyu playing a 5. But that's going to be a much-needed turnover on York's behalf, and the Bearcats will get the ball back with 1:16 remaining here in the first quarter.
Yeah, Bearcats need a basket here. The last few shots have been 3-pointers that haven't been dropped.
Yeah, kind of some of those low percentage of shots that you don't necessarily want to see. And that ball almost kicked away by York as Francis Snyder pulls up from 3, and that is good.
That's a big one. Yeah, Bearcats cut the lead to 2.
And it's definitely no surprise in any scouting report that Francis Snyder is one of the Bearcats, if not the top option from beyond the perimeter. As we've seen time and time again, she finds her stride from behind the three-point line. And let's see, that's going to be a foul actually on Snyder, as will be side out for York.
50
seconds flat remaining here in the first quarter. One possession game as York is leading by 2. Long 2 there from York, rebounded by Dawson. She's going to push it up. And she'll corral the offense as Ahmed pulls up. Long 2 once again, and York's able to grab that rebound. And pretty much one possession left here as York will try to maybe run down some clock here and make it so that the Bearcats don't have enough time to answer back offensively.
Yeah, DeSources has been controlling the boards, grabbing a lot of rebounds.
And Zerpolo will now have 16 seconds as she pushes up for the Bearcats, dished it back to Dawson. Dawson gives it to Ahmed in the corner. Spivey will slow it down. She's going to call out a play.
They're going to hold for the last shot.
And it looks like Spivey's going to have to drive or pull up. And here's Dawson from 3. And that ball is good. Mia Dawson rings it home for 3. Bearcats regain the lead as the final seconds closed out in the first quarter.
Well, that's what you love about basketball. You know, the Bearcats go up 9-2. York calls a timeout. They go on a big run to take a lead, 16-11. And now the Bearcats, just before the end of the clock, managed to hit the 3.
So we'll be back in a few minutes. Stay with us. And we are back here live in the second quarter of action here at the Arc Arena. York taking on the Bearcats here on Alumni Day. We have a doubleheader as the men's team will follow up at 4 p.m. So not the traditional back-to-back doubleheaders as we'll have an alumni game in between, as well as a reception. So DeSources will get it started. Long 2, tipped by Snyder, and that's going to be staying with the Bearcats as there's going to be a foul on the loose ball.
Yeah, they're going to call it on number 10, Diana Giacomi, senior from Brooklyn, New York, went to Grover Cleveland High School.
And
gets up by 1.
Ahmed will take up the ball here for the Bearcats. Dish it back to Snyder. I think what's great about this Bearcats offense, too, is it's not one person who necessarily needs to play one role. You see a lot of different girls able to take up the ball and shoot from beyond the arc, so a lot of different looks and a lot of different options, which is naturally hard to defend throughout the course of a game. As York will now call out their offense. Dish it out in the corner, completely uncontested shot. That one is no good as Dawson corrals the rebound. She pushes it up pretty quickly past the timeline. She backs down her defender, giving out to Spivey, uncontested look. That one rolls out, and it is corralled by York.
Mia Dawson had 10 points in the first quarter.
Oh,
Elma Hadzik led York with 7 in the first.
She's on track to have a really big game here in front of a great crowd at the Arc Arena. A little bit of contact as they're going to call the foul on Melinda there.
Yeah, I think some people
Yeah.
arguing that it could have been an offensive foul.
Of course, and we mention this usually on almost every broadcast, but Melinda's one of the best in the business at taking those offensive charges, so looking to get another one there, but unfortunately that goes York's way.
Yeah.
As she'll get rung up with the foul. York looking for an option here. Takes a long three, and that ball is good from Hodzik. Long three there, NBA three, as we have both three-point lines here for when the NBA teams are in town to practice. And great shot there as York regains the lead, 19-17.
Yeah, well, we said this was going to be a tough one, and that's
Yeah.
exactly how this is playing out.
Absolutely. A lot of back-and-forth basketball here, and it's really going to be a matter of which team can go on the run the longest, because you've seen both runs now in the first quarter.
Yeah, the Bearcats here have had some tough games at home, Cobleskill, Ramapo, and they've managed to win both of those games.
Yep.
And the game really starts to take shape when you get to the fourth quarter.
And here's Spyu as that ball was tipped a little bit on her way up with the up and under layup by DeSources.
Yeah, that's her sixth rebound for the Sources.
And John, as you mentioned, I think that's one of the biggest difference with this year's lineup is really just finding ways how to win those games late down the stretch, as that ball is good for York. But really, those are the great teams, is those teams that just find a way to win. It doesn't necessarily have to be beautiful all the time, but just able to answer back when necessary.
Bearcats down by 4. They have yet to score here in the second quarter.
Tough turnover there as Spyu's unable to handle that pass from Zerpolo. And John, you definitely want to see this offense get Zerpolo going as well, who's one of our primary scoring options, especially from those mid-range jump position. Once again, York having to settle for a long look. Unable to get that one as Dawson corrals another rebound. She's got to be pushing double digits fairly soon. Looking for a double-double here early on. As Spyu pulls up from the elbow, unable to get that one. And
Yeah,
you wonder if
Bearcats
you got to
in a
change
drought.
up the approach because Spyu hasn't been able to convert on some of those elbow shots recently.
Bearcats down by 4.
6:50 remaining here in the second quarter. And you're also seeing York kind of have to settle for some of those shots, but they're able to convert on them as DeSources is able to back down Spyu. Offensive rebound from York, unable to get the second attempt, and Baruch gets away with that one there.
Yeah, that was 2 easy shots for Lehman that just rolled out. The Lehman bench couldn't believe it.
As Dawson
York bench, excuse me.
Dawson will take it in. And once again, you want to see Baruch almost slow it down, get a higher quality look, as the offense seems to be rushing a little bit here. And let's see what it is here.
Yeah, going to call offensive.
Yep. Offensive foul. Bearcats will regain possession. And Millie is going to check in for Melinda Spyu, give her a little bit of a breather here. A lot of those offensive possessions had to run through Spyu, so a little bit of necessary rest. And it's also great to be able to have the option to rest some of your primary scorers. Like that's luxury we didn't necessarily have last year.
Yeah, that's one of the things that they're going to have to do is they're going to have to get some of the players on the bench involved.
And let's see, Dawson's going to draw a foul here on DeSources, as she'll go to line for 2.
This is also one of those games when you're struggling to score, you got to make your free throws.
Absolutely.
That's how you kind of
and that's
make up
really
for
what
it a little bit.
changes the outcome of the game down the stretch.
Here we are. This is the first point for the Bearcats since they ended the first quarter with Nia hitting a 3. So she has scored the last 4 points for the Bearcats. Make that 5.
Nice job there by Dawson converting both. Like you said, John, those are going to be important down the stretch. York once again looking for an optimal look. Bearcats playing some good defense here. A lot of pump fakes and a lot of long threes as Zerpolo's able to get that rebound. And she'll push it up very quickly. Coast to coast here. She'll dish it out to Ahmed in the corner. Here's a straightaway look from Millie Yee off front rim and rebounded by the Cardinals.
Millie Yee hit 2 big free throws down the stretch against Megger to help seal that win.
And that ball is stolen by the Bearcats as they'll push it up. Ahmed pulls up, and that one is good.
Nothing but net. So maybe the momentum now is starting to shift in the Bearcats' favor.
Yeah, as we're tied here, 21 all. A lot of lead changes here. So a lot of good basketball, and a lot of good basketball left here. As that one is no good. Rebounded by Samir, as she'll take it up again. Dishes out to Dawson. Dawson will drive. Goes across her body, takes it up with the left, unable to get that one to fall. Snyder playing good defense, closer to half court. Drummond able to eventually back her down. Offensive rebound by York, and they're able to get the second attempt as they now lead 23-21.
Zerpolo with the ball. Here comes Nia, drives. Oh,
straight away. And
tough one.
The Baruch bench calling for a foul as there was clearly some contact that altered that shot. But no call there, and Dawson is not going to get that look.
I see Mr. Baruch Bearcat is making an appearance. The Bearcat mascot.
You always know it's a big event here at the Arc Arena. The Bearcats coming out as York's once again able to convert on their offensive possession. As Snyder pushes it up quick for Zerpolo. Millie Yee will go to Dawson. Dawson, long three. Offensive rebound, Millie Yee.
Nice.
And one attempt coming from Millie Yee. Really good, really necessary offensive rebound there for the Bearcats as Dawson was unable to hit her three ball, but Millie Yee was in perfect position to grab that offensive rebound. And now she'll go to the line to make it a three-point play.
Yeah, Bearcats, the way they've been struggling shooting, they need every point they can get. This is not, like I said, it's going to go down to the wire.
Yep, and hopefully that'll, like you said, regain some of the momentum for the Bearcats. Seen a lot of second chance opportunities on both sides, too, where York has been able to capitalize on a bunch of them here. And that's a three-point play from Millie Yee.
Millie worked for the New York Liberty this past summer.
Yes, they did. A bunch of the girls actually were able to have internships with the New York Liberty. As Zerpolo is able to grab that defensive rebound, she'll give it to Spayu. Yee will go to Snyder. Snyder takes a straightaway three ball.
Oh, tough one. In and out.
Yeah. Almost had that one, as that would have been a huge momentum swing. But I really like the aggressiveness out of the Bearcats to not be afraid to take some of those long three balls.
Whoa.
And let's see what the call is there.
As call a foul.
They're going to call it on Ahmed.
Yeah, one could have argued maybe there was a walk on that too.
Yeah, a little bit of continuation almost.
25-24, the visiting Cardinals help here on Baruch Athletics Alumni Day.
Drummond good on the first. And she hits on her second. York now has a three-point lead here with 2:45 remaining in the half. Snyder dishes it to Zerpolo. Cross-court pass to Spayu. Zerpolo back in the corner. Similar pass to Ahmed as she'll go back to Snyder. Millie Yee looking for a cutting Spayu, but that pass is intercepted by York, and they will push it up quickly. And York kind of throws up a shot there, maybe not the one they wanted, but with an expiring shot clock, had to settle. And Ahmed loses their dribble, and they're going to call it
turnover.
A turnover on Baruch, but Coach Katrozos is going to call a timeout here with 2 minutes remaining, try to draw something up to get the Bearcats the lead back. We'll be back in a few moments. And we are back here live. Under 2 minutes remaining here in the second quarter. Tons of back and forth basketball here early on as Zerpolo is going to commit a foul there. Looking for the ball, unfortunately gets more contact than she was hoping for. And that'll send Kayla Cabrera to the line to shoot 2 as York has a 3-point lead here on the Bearcats.
Yeah, Cabrera, a sophomore from Queens, New York. Looking at the York's roster, they got a lot of sophomores. Only 2 seniors. 3 seniors, actually.
So both squads coming into this with relatively young lineups, which is just incredibly promising for the future.
Yeah, playing games and being strong in CUNY is important, but it's also important to win non-conference games.
Yeah, those are really what helps you down the stretch when you're talking overall record. As Dawson will dribble it into the corner, pass back out on top to Ahmed. She'll dish it out to Zerpolo. Here's Francis Snyder, 3-point attempt. No good as Ahmed will grab the offensive rebound. Dawson in the corner now. Snyder tipped, but Zerpolo able to corral that pass.
Oh,
Spyu unable to grab that one. Pass a little bit too high. A lot of commotion going on down low, and York will regain possession. If you're York, that's a stop you want at this point in the game, going into halftime.
well, things are going York's way. They got the 4-point lead. We're approaching 1 minute. They got the ball. This is a big possession for them.
Absolutely, and in a contest which very early on looked like it was going to be all Baruch. It's completely taken a turn here now, and now York is in the driver's seat. Bearcats playing catch-up here.
Yeah, York gets the offensive rebound. They get another chance at this.
Yep, and we are underneath 1 minute remaining here in the second quarter. 6 seconds remaining on the shot. And that ball is going to stay with York as the foul is going to go on Francis Snyder.
Yeah, head coach Katrosos doesn't like that call. Says that York players took her hand,
and
swiped with
I don't
her hand.
necessarily like that call either when the York player was driving at that point, and there was minimal contact on Francis Snyder's part, but nonetheless, York will get the call. And a fresh 20 with 46 remaining here. So at this point, you're just looking to put up a quality shot attempt. And that is not necessarily the quality shot attempt they are looking for, and they're going to call a travel. So the Bearcats will not have 34 seconds. 4 seconds remaining game and shot clock. So this will pretty much be it for the half.
Yeah, Bearcats need a basket here. You need to stop this run, kick ball.
Kick ball violation as this one will stay with the Bearcats. You also want to see a little bit more inside game as well, John, because the Bearcats have almost been settling for too much of those long threes when a lot of the times they're effective with a lot of those layups, especially from Spyu and Dawson.
Well, today the long threes just aren't working.
They were a little bit early on, and now you're seeing them get cold, so you almost got to switch up your offensive approach. Dawson at the top. She'll dish it back to Snyder. And speaking of long threes, Snyder just unable to get that one. That's a good shot and just rolled out. But this will be it for the half. York looking for one more shot. Chucks up a 3, and that one is no good. 1.4 remaining. And you're going to wonder if the Bearcats can draw something up here to put up what would have to be a half-court 3 ball. But at the same time, York's going to come with pretty much a full press here.
Yeah, York's not going to allow anything easy here, even if it is only a minute and a half.
And Snyder will just take the inbound, and that is it for the first half here as the York Cardinals are leading 28-24 over your Baruch Bearcats. So stay with us. We'll be back in about 10-15 minutes for the second half.
In New York City, there is a place for people that want to be a part of something bigger than themselves. Where if you work hard, the possibilities are endless. A place to learn, train, and play. In that order. The City University of New York Athletic Conference. This is where it all comes together. Find your people, be a part of a team, and don't just play the game, change the game. Champions aren't born, they're built. The City University of New York. Be exceptional.
Welcome back, everyone, here as we begin to start the third quarter. The Bearcats find themselves down by 4 points. 28-24, looking at the stat sheet, Nia Dawson leading the way with 12 points and 5 rebounds. Samira Ahmed has 6 points and 4 rebounds. Looking at the Cardinals of York College, Elma Hadzik is leading the way with 10 points. And DeSoris has 8 rebounds, and that's been a very pivotal reason, big reason, why the Bearcats find themselves down by 4 points due to the actions of those 2 players.
So you're going to want, that's not how you want to start the third. With a tough turnover there, but you're going to want to see a little bit of a revamped offensive approach because the Bearcats got really cold there in that second quarter. They opened it up really well in the first. Looked like they had a lot of good ball movement, and they're converting a lot of their shots, but unfortunately hit a little bit of a rough patch in that second quarter as York will get an offensive rebound and unable to finish. And here's a second consecutive offense. Well, that was a crazy play. So York got the offensive rebound again, but unfortunately they got rung up with a traveling call, so Baruch will regain possession. But crazy sequence there for York to get a few extra attempts, and Baruch's definitely going to want to limit those down the stretch. Spyu cross-court pass to Rivera, dish back out to Ahmed. A she'll drive, and there's going to be a foul on York.
Bearcats need to do basically is take it one possession at a time. They need to find their good shots.
Yep.
And, they're still going to take their threes. They're still going to take their long shots, but
they
do have to find their high percentage shots in the paint.
Yep.
And they're going to need someone to get a hot hand.
And Spyu dishes it out to Snyder. Real good pass there by Spyu to thread the needle, but Snyder unable to convert on that 2-ball. And York will swing it out. Open look and able to convert on the 3-ball as they take a 30-24 lead.
Yeah, the ref called that a 2.
Oh, 2, but long 2. Correction. But, John, you've definitely seen a lot of wide open shots from beyond the perimeter there. That seems to, most of those possessions ended up in that spot. And here's Rivera with a long 2 of her own. Too strong there. Spyu looking to grab a steal in transition, but ultimately gets called for a foul.
Bearcats doing a little pressing now, meeting them up at half court.
And that seemed to work early on. So you want to see the Bearcats almost go back to that as York's once again able to finish. That's Cammie Melson out of Georgia.
Yeah, that's York has scored the first 6 points here in the third quarter.
Here's Spyu taking it herself.
Good sign.
That's definitely a good sign, John. That's a large part of Melinda Spyu's game is really just driving it into contact, takes a lot of fouls, and able to convert a lot of those layups.
Someone needs to get a hot hand.
Yep. As that's once again a wide open look for York as the Bearcats defense breaks down. And Coach Trozos definitely might call a timeout soon to make a little bit of a defensive adjustment as that ball is turned over by Baruch. Drummond will take it up for York. York will drive baseline, and they're going to call a foul on Nia Dawson.
Yeah, that's going to be Nia's first personal foul.
Okay. As Snyder will check out and Zerpolo will check in.
Bearcats need someone to start hitting some shots.
Hopefully Zerpolo can be that spark plug off the bench like we've seen her do over multiple occasions.
Partial block there by Kaylin Rivera.
Good defense there by Rivera as Dawson pushes it up quickly down the timeline. Ahmed will go baseline. York looking for some contact, unable to get that. Zerpolo, jumper.
Oh, good
follows
job
up her shot.
Rebound.
Here's Ahmed, and that ball is good. And that's exactly where you want Samir Ahmed. Nice assist there by Zerpolo, and really good offensive rebound following up her shot there by Zerpolo to keep that possession alive. York unable to get that one as Spyu pushes it up quickly. Long pass to Dawson. Dawson goes up into contact and no good as York is able to grab that one. Another layup into a lot of contact there. No call. Wild pass. Somehow finds a York player there, and they're going to call Ahmed with the foul there. That's number 25, Diamond Jackson, going to the line, the team's lone senior.
Yeah, she just kind of threw the ball up there. She was trying to save it. I don't think she meant to throw it to anybody. But fortunately, in York's case,
yeah, the possession stayed alive.
It stayed alive, and it came to the player coming down the court, and they made the play out of it. There's still plenty of time to play here.
Of course. You really just want to see Baruch put together one of those runs, as Jackson is good on the first.
Yeah, I mean, right now, York is kind of feeling pretty good. They got the momentum. But every team in every basketball game, you see everybody has their run, and the Bearcats haven't made their big run yet.
No, they really haven't, so got to keep an eye out for that as their Polo will take it up. Also, Millie Yee now on the floor. She goes cross-court pass to Dawson. Dawson into a ton of defense there, and she ultimately draws a foul.
Yeah, she was battling three players underneath the basket, and she managed to get her own rebound to try to force up a second shot and draw the foul.
And again, those secondary rebounds have been huge for both teams to keep the possessions alive. You definitely want to limit those defensively, but you got to commend the offenses for being able to grab their own rebounds. As Dawson misses on the first.
Bearcats were 5 for 5 from the free throw line in the first half.
She's good on the second. And they'll make that 6 for 7 on the day from the charity stripe. Here's Dawson. Dishes out to Snyder. No good. Offensive rebound, Dawson. She goes up. Is blocked. A lot of commotion there. York able to slow it down now.
Yeah, that's a judgment call. Sometimes some refs call that a foul, others don't.
Yeah.
That time they just didn't call it a foul.
York tries to go with the back cut, but Baruch adjusts defensively. Rebound, Spyu. As she will bring it up. And let's see what the call is here. That's going to be on York, number 1, Drummond.
York foul on number 1, Destiny Drummond. The first, the team's third.
The Sources comes back into the game. She's been a very big presence in the paint for the Cardinals.
Yeah, she really has, creating a lot of mismatch down low with a lot of size deficit as she comes in at 6 foot flat.
But Diamond Jackson put some good minutes in.
Definitely.
Your coach should be happy.
And that's usually an adjustment Baruch's used to having to make down low.
There it is. They get the roll.
Again, good job by Spyu finishing there. But, John, you've seen a lot throughout the course of last season, even this season. We don't have a ton of height down low, so you almost have to counteract that with a lot of athleticism, which that's why you see Melinda Spyu playing a lot of 5 defensively.
Good shot. Ball roll ended out. Ball was loose. Bearcats get the possession. All right, this is a big one. Bearcats have a chance now to try to cut this to 2 or even better 1.
Millie in the corner. York putting on a lot of pressure, able to create a turnover. Real good transition find there by York, able to finish that layup, and they now lead 37-31. Baruch bench calling a timeout. This is going to be full, so we'll be back in a minute. Stay with us, folks. And we are back here with 4:22 remaining in the third quarter. Bearcats trailing by 6.
You know, as I say again, a lot of time left in this game. You just got to hit a few shots.
And here's Dawson, NBA 3, off front rim. Almost got that one to go. Here's Ahmed, dribble it back out. Dawson will take it back out up top. Francis Snyder, 3-ball. And that
Big
one is
shot.
good.
Bearcats need those.
Absolutely, John.
Remember, they have yet to make that run. Every team gets one good run in the game.
Yep.
Bearcats haven't made it, and, you know, why not save the best for last?
Absolutely. And usually the team who can go on the run for the longest and the latest is the one who's going to win.
And now they're going to call a foul on number 12, DeSources. Good job with the box out that time by Melinda.
Not sure how many fouls that is for DeSources. I believe maybe her third personal.
Yeah, that's her third, so they're going to sit her down as a precaution.
But yeah, you feel a little bit of momentum switch already with Snyder able to knock down a long NBA 3 and then to bring it back and force a turnover on the defensive side of the ball. Feel a little bit of life now going in the Arc Arena. Zerpolo will go to Snyder, who goes to Dawson. Nice move there by Dawson. Spayu up top, straight away, long two.
Oh, in and out.
In and out, but again, good look there by Melinda.
Yeah, that was a good shot.
Pass inside, pretty much wide open there. Another defensive breakdown down low for the Bearcats.
Yeah, and another high percentage basket that time for
Yep.
York.
As Snyder will take it pretty much all the way, pulls up, unable to finish that jumper.
Homa Hadzik with the ball.
Again, once again, wide open look down low. So you're seeing a lot of those defensive breakdowns where at least almost every possession, somebody's wide open down in the paint. So you got to make that adjustment with help defense.
Well, York has a bit of a quicker lineup out there.
Yeah.
They're able to do those things.
Yep. As Dawson, straight away look.
Big.
And that'll put you right back in it as Nia Dawson drains that one. Again, another long shot, but able to knock it down.
A three-point basket just makes such a big difference.
It really does, especially chipping away at some of those deficits.
Yeah, it really, I mean, it just such a big.
And rebounded by the Bearcats. Samir Ahmed will push it up. And takes it just a little bit too quickly, loses control, and that ball is stolen by York.
The tie-up was the right call. And again, it's going to go York. Looks like Millie E is going to come back into the game. And she's going to replace Samira.
Drummond will inbound it for the Cardinals. 3-ball from Hodzik, off back rim, rebounded by Snyder. And she pushes it up pretty quickly in transition. Here's a jumper from Dawson. Unable to get that one. But again, a pretty wide open shot there by Dawson, especially coming off that big 3. I don't mind that at all. And just over time with quality looks like that, those are going to fall. So now the Bearcats looking for a stop here. As Drummond puts up a long 3. No good. Rebounder Zerpolo. Snyder will take it up. Dishes out to Zerpolo. Zerpolo goes to Dawson.
Bingo!
Dawson. Once again, Nia Dawson raining it home from 3.
Bearcats were down 41-34 and managed to cut it to 1 behind a pair of three-pointers here in the last 2 minutes. Let's see if this is their run.
And John, we had a perfect angle of that shot too, and that was as perfect of a 3-ball as you'll ever see.
We'll take it. Oh, good steal by Melinda.
Spayu forces a turnover as Snyder will take it up. Bearcats almost slowing down their offense. It's a good decision there.
Bearcats looking for a good shot. 11 on the shot clock.
And here's Frances Snyder.
Oh, she had a good look.
Yeah, that was a good look with the shot clock winding down. Put it up with maybe half a second left.
So looks like the clock rang and looks like the buzzer sounded. Everyone stopped playing. And now the officials are going to talk and figure out who gets possession. Because the play was still in action. I think they should have just kept playing, if I'm correct. Yeah, they're going to call it to White. Your coach, of course, is not happy. So Bearcats got to take advantage of this situation now.
Yeah, the ball's going to stay with the Bearcats. 8.9 remaining. They have a chance to take the lead here going into the fourth quarter.
Yeah, the ref's saying that it was an inadvertent whistle. So the Bearcats have a chance now. There's no shot clock. Millie Yee. Oh, she forced that shot, but she got fouled.
So that's a great job by Millie Yee. A little over-aggressive on York's behalf. Definitely wasn't going in. But York's going to commit the shooting foul. And Millie Yee will go to the line for two, who's notoriously one of the team's better foul shooters. So the Bearcats have the opportunity to now take the lead with 4.2 remaining here in the third quarter.
Good. Yeah, she's got a good form at the free throw line, and she ties the game. And, that's what's great. I love soccer. I love hockey. I love football. But within 3 minutes, the Bearcats go from being down 7 to now taking the lead by 1.
Absolutely.
That's just how the ups and downs of a basketball game, the emotion range.
Absolutely, John. And that half-court attempt is no good from Hodzik, so the Bearcats will go into the fourth quarter with the lead, 42-41. Stay with us. We'll be back in a few minutes.
Back tax here as we begin the fourth quarter. Some quick stats. Nia Dawson, 19 points, 8 rebounds. Bearcats also got 8 points from Samira Ahmed. For York, they are being led in the scoring column. They've got a lot of balanced scoring this game, but she leads the way with them with 10 points.
Bearcats applying some pressure down low, able to stop some of that inside game that we've seen from York.
Bearcats are on an 8-0 run. Remember I said every team has a big run. The Bearcats are on theirs, but they got to keep building on it.
Absolutely, John. And you've been in this business for a while enough to see a lot of those runs late down the stretch. It's what's going to make the difference as York once again regains the lead. I'd love to see the stat of how many lead changes we've had through 3 quarters.
Oh, I'm sure when we see the final, there's probably been about 6 or 7.
Nia Dawson pulls up from the charity stripe, rolls around, grabs the offensive rebound, and she is fouled. Again, a really good job of effort and hustle there by Nia Dawson to follow up her shot, get the offensive rebound, and then get fouled on her second attempt, as she'll go to the line to shoot 2, and once again, try to regain the lead for the Bearcats.
Yeah, sometimes players are in such a defensive mindset that they don't tend to chase their shot because they're so worried about
getting back on D.
Back on D. But that time, I think, when you have a player like Nia, she's very quick.
And no good on the second as we're tied here, 43 all.
Yeah, as we approach 9 minutes left. It's a good one. Thanks for joining us here on the Baruch College Bearcats channel. We, of course, broadcast all Baruch basketball games on this channel, as well as all men's and women's volleyball games. And men's volleyball gets started next week. They'll be traveling out to Brooklyn to take out Division I St. Francis of
Yeah,
Brooklyn.
big matchup to get the season started.
Oh, big three.
That's a big three ball out of Christina Sierra. And York answering right back.
Yeah, York is only hit 3 3-pointers all game, and now that's their 4th one.
Snyder will go to Ahmed. Nice pump fake there. She creates some separation, drives in, and she's able to knock down that elbow jumper.
We have a lot of people here today from St. Demetrios here to support Mike Petrosos, and they're starting to get loud, and the Bearcats will need that support here in the 4th quarter.
Absolutely great turnout here at the Arc Arena. Nice move there. That's Kayla Cabrera able to back down her defender. Nia Dawson, elbow jumper. That one goes off back rim. York Corrals, bench signaling to slow down the offense. Spayu, one-on-one down low. Good defense there. That's rebounded by Samira Ahmed as she will take it up. She puts up a shot. Unfortunately, that one's too short as it will go back to York, and the Bearcats still trail by 3.
Diamond Jackson comes back into the game, one of the 3 seniors listed on the roster. She was kind of joking with us while she was waiting for the sub that that basket they made down there. She called it.
Yep.
So York is, they're relaxed and they're playing well. Bearcats need to stay relaxed as well and just take it one basket at a time.
And that's another good inside move. That time unable to convert as Nia Dawson will take it up. There's Zerpolo.
Oh, good
wow.
rebound.
Great follow-up effort there by Danielle Zerpolo. 3 ball from Dawson. That one's off left rim. Zerpolo cuts in.
Oh, good play. Oh, dipsy-do, as Dick Vitale would say.
She finds a cutting Melinda Spayu with almost the quarterback to running back handoff there.
Nice play, Danielle. Yeah, oh, there you go.
She has tremendous court awareness and court vision. As Melinda Spayu was cutting in at full speed, she was able to give her the ball, and Spayu did a great job of finishing at the rim. So just like that, Bearcats cut down the deficit to 1. Samira Ahmed checking back in for Millie Yee. And it'll be side out for the Bearcats on their own half.
Bearcats got a break there with that turnover. Need to try to create points out of it.
Zerpolo will dish it back out to Samira Ahmed. 8 seconds remaining on the shot clock. Melinda Spayu now feeds Zerpolo. A little bit of reversal of the roles there, but Zerpolo unable to finish that one as she was heavily defended.
Oh, good block by Zerpolo. And good save by Nia.
Great job of defense there. Zerpolo can pretty much, she's going to slow it down, dishes it back to Dawson. Dawson unable to finish that one. Offensive rebound. Zerpolo, 3 ball, Francis Snyder. Back rim. Offensive rebound, Samira Ahmed.
Oh, the action.
What a possession for the Bearcats here.
Bearcats are going very fast. They just can't go too fast enough that they lose the ball.
Of course. As Nia Dawson now slows it up. 7 seconds remaining on the shot clock. Francis Snyder. Straightaway look, rims out. But again, that's the look you want in that spot, John. Francis Snyder wide open.
That was a good shot.
Great possession there by the Bearcats, even though they're unable to score. Floater, no good. And let's see who this ball's going to go with. It's going to go back to Baruch.
Yeah, it was off of number 10, Diana Giacomi. She's a senior from Brooklyn. So it's been at 48-47 now for what seems like a very long minute.
Yeah, it's been knotted up for a while here.
A lot of teams fighting for the 50-50 ball. the Bearcats with the possession as we approach the final 5 minutes here in the fourth quarter.
Again, York looking to make their record 3-2 in Cuniac. Bearcats, and Nia Dawson's able to finish that. Bearcats looking to make it 4-1. So a lot on the line here. As John, like we mentioned earlier, those Cuniac games are pivotal down the stretch. York's going to call a timeout. The Arc Arena is fired up here.
Yeah, it's really getting exciting. We got a hell of a 4:47 left to go.
Absolutely, so stay with us.
I need the help.
All right, so we are back here with 4:42 remaining in the fourth quarter. Arc Arena is as loud as we've heard it all season. Baruch applying a ton of pressure down low.
Yeah, Well, what happened that time is they got the ball to her, but she just kind of fell.
Yeah.
And I think
with the ball in her hand.
Yeah, and there was also 3 players surrounding her too.
So York is going to get called for the travel there.
Every basket from this point on has so much weight on it.
Yep. And Nia Dawson unable to find a cutting Melinda Spyu. So York will try to capitalize on the turnover as Drummond takes it herself coast to coast. Unable to get that one. DeSources follows it up with the offensive rebound and is able to get that look as York now regains the lead once again. It's almost not even worth saying, John, because every possession there's a lead change. Here's Samir Ahmed in the corner. Off back rim. Rebounded DeSources. York's going to try to slow it up a little bit here.
The Sources is in the game with 3 fouls. Look for maybe the Bearcats to go down low, try to get her out of the game. Oh.
And no call there as DeSources back down Spyu.
3:44 left to go here.
Dawson to Snyder. Back to Dawson, dangerous pass, and York's going to get called with the foul there.
Yeah, that was a dangerous pass. That was really too close to call, and I think the York players sensed that. But fortunately for the Bearcats, bumped, and as a result, the Bearcats still keep possession with the foul called.
Spyu will give it to Samir Ahmed, who feeds Dawson. Dawson will take it down, and she's blocked by DeSources.
Yeah, and she's down on the other end of the court.
Slow to get up. The officials haven't stopped the play here. Rebounded by Spyu.
Yeah, now they do. So a moment of concern here. Let's hope everything will be okay. So just to kind of summarize, we have about 3:12 left to go here. Bearcats are down by 3. Looks like Nia Dawson is okay, thankfully. She went up for the shot with DeSources. DeSources got her hand on the ball and was able to get a partial block.
And it's tough when you're going up full speed like that, and then you're ultimately blocked on your way up. It's always tough landing like that. Not a ton of real estate down underneath the hoop like that. So Dawson able to walk off the floor on her own power, and yes, Spyu will inbound for the Bearcats as they trail by 3. 3:12 remaining here.
Bearcats need a basket.
Francis Snyder will take it up.
Yeah, it looks like York is really going to be pressing up top.
Here's Spyu with the up and under. And she's fouled. Unable to get that one to finish, but she'll go to the line and shoot two.
Yeah, best case scenario, when you drive to the basket, you don't make it, you hope to get fouled.
And you got to love to see this. Nia Dawson checking right back in.
Yeah, you don't like to see anyone hurt, sick, whatever.
Yeah.
So Melinda with 2 shots here. Crowd liking that. Bearcats now cut the lead to 2. 1 more to come. Bearcats after tonight will travel out to Brooklyn College on Wednesday as the Bearcats continue their CUNYAC schedule. And it's good. 1 point, York lead, 52-51. About 2:50 left to go here.
Bearcats looking for a defensive stop here.
Fasten your seatbelts.
Definitely got a good one here at the Arc Arena to start out our Alumni Day. And DeSources grabs a rebound. And I agree with Coach Trozos there. He's calling for an over the back.
Yeah, I mean, she kind of just stood there and she had her hands over the player.
No call there as DeSources able to finish and the Bearcats trail by 3.
You know, again, that's a judgment call.
Of course.
On this crew, that's what they called it.
Francis Snyder puts up the 3. Rebounded by Melinda Spyu to keep the possession alive. Dished out to Amira Samed, and she knocks down her long, too.
It's going to go down to the wire. I kind of said that I thought it would. Everything that has happened up to this point really doesn't matter because this game will be decided by who scores or makes the best defense here in the final 150.
Yep.
Oh, good steal by Nia.
Yeah, Nia Dawson forces a turnover, corralled by Spyu. She takes it coast to coast, into contact.
Good! Oh, and it rolled for a second there. I was just, oh my goodness.
Talk about the dramatics there. That ball was rolling around for what seemed to be an eternity, but Spyu able to finish that one, taking it the entire duration of the court.
The good thing about that is the basketball room knew we were the home team, and we got the home team roll.
Yes, they did. We'll be back in a few. And we are back at the Arc Arena. 1:30 remaining here. Baruch leading 55-54 over the York Cardinals. Ton of commotion down low. They're going to call a double dribble.
Yeah, that's 2 turnovers by York now, and the Bearcats took advantage of it the first time to score a key basket. Now let's see if they could take advantage of it. They really could use a basket here.
And this could create a nice amount of separation for the Bearcats if they're able to convert on this possession.
Oh, boy.
Potential half.
Oh, they saved it. Okay.
Nia Dawson saves the backcourt violation as they look for Danielle Zerpolo at the baseline. Errant pass, and York will regain possession.
Yeah, the passes were just too strong, too fast.
Yeah, a little too rushed there as York goes off the side of the backboard, and the Baruch will get the ball back.
So York basically in their last 3 possessions has 2 turnovers, and they just made that shot where they hit the side of the basket. So the Bearcats are benefiting. But they've only managed to get in those 3 trips down to their court only 2 points. They really need a basket here as we're under 1 minute.
Snyder will take it up for Baruch. She'll give it to Amira Samed. Back to Melinda Spyu. Coach Trozos calling out the offense. 37 remaining here. Spyu will blow by her defender. Great defense there by York to block Spyu. And now we're going to get a timeout from the York bench. 27.9 remaining as York trails by 1, 55-54. It's going to be a 30-second timeout. And we'll be back in a few moments.
Back to action here. Let's set up the table. We have about 27.9 seconds left officially on the clock. York has the ball. Bearcats are up by 1.
Drummond's in the corner. She'll go to DeSources. DeSources backing down Zerpolo. Beautiful inside move. Able to finish on that one. Timeout Baruch as York is able to regain the lead.
Yeah, DeSources got the ball inside, made a step move.
That was a really nice move.
Basket. It was. And, well, look, the Bearcats, the shot clock is off. They have the ball. They're going to take the ball out at half court.
And, John, 14-7 remaining. If they take enough time off the clock, this could be the last shot and potentially win the entire game. And we've seen some dramatic finishes at some higher notoriety events here at the Arc Arena, whether it be Battle of Lex or Alumni Day. And ladies and gentlemen, we are back here for what might be the final possession of a great game between Baruch and York. The York Cardinals leading 56-55 with 16.1 remaining, and Baruch is side out. Spy will inbound it to Dawson. Dawson will give it back to Snyder. Amir Samet at the top. Francis Snyder will dribble it up. Floater, knocks it down! Francis Snyder with the clutch floater to give the Bearcats the lead back. York's going to call a timeout, but Baruch has the lead with 5.9 remaining. All the Bearcats need is a stop, and they will go home today victorious on Alumni Day. Be back in a few. And we are back for the final 5.9 seconds here at the Arc Arena. York has the inbound side out in Baruch's half as they trail 56-57. Baruch looking for a defensive stop that will give them the win. And Baruch has a few fouls to spare here, so they're able to take some time off the clock. And York's going to call another timeout. So we are just about back in action here. Now we have 4.5 remaining. Again, it looks like Baruch has a few team fouls to spare, so you'll be interested to see what their approach is. York struggling to find an inbound, and that's going to be a 5-second violation, and that should just about do it. Baruch will regain possession with 4.5 remaining. And that's the defensive stop the Bearcats needed. The ball didn't even need to go in bounds. Tremendous defense there by the Bearcats. Now once again in the same spot, it will be side out. Melinda Spayu, she'll give it to Frances Snyder, who's fouled, and she'll go to the line with 3.5 remaining. But that was a huge stop on the Bearcats. The ball wasn't even necessarily on the floor, but nobody was open. York couldn't find the inbounder. Oh, excuse me, Frances Snyder will not go to the line as nobody's in the bonus. Spayu will once again have to inbound it. Coach Katrozos is going to call a timeout. Still 3.5 remaining. All the Bearcats essentially have to do is get the ball back on the floor one or two more times. So Melinda Spayu is getting set up to inbound it for Baruch. He's really looking for someone who's open as she'll give it to Nia Dawson. No, York almost hesitated to foul there as now there's 1.5, and that'll put them in the bonus and send Nia Dawson to the line. Again, 1.5 remaining. Bearcats leading 57-56. 2 shots for Nia Dawson. She's good on the first. And she's good on the second. So extremely commendable job here by the Bearcats as Drummond looking for the full court shot, unable to get that. And your Baruch women's basketball team will pull away with the win here by a score of 59-56. So ladies and gentlemen, please stay tuned at 4 p.m. as we will have the men's game of this Alumni Day doubleheader. Thank you for tuning in and stay with us at 4 p.m.